first got here? Do you think that was possible?
Uh, yeah, I believe that I'm an athlete, but at the end of the day, that's the coach's decision. I do what I have to do. I've trained all off season. The coaches put us through a lot. To be able to be that guy. And that's up to the coaches.
Last year at this time, you're working to compete in Class 1A Whitfield football. Now you're working to get some playing time in high-level Division 1 football. How different of a player do you recognize yourself being in that 1 year of transition?
Definitely, definitely a different player. The speed of the game is a lot faster than 1A football. The competition way higher. Obviously from single A to Power Five football. So it's definitely a big jump. But with all the older guys in the linebacker room, they helped me adapt very well.
How beneficial was it to come in early in the spring and learn what you learned?
Oh, it definitely beneficial. Anybody that's coming out of high school, I definitely encourage them to come early. You get a head start on playbook, head start on lifting, and just a head start on building relationships with everybody on the team. I've since I've got here, I've become very close with everybody on the team.
How did you prepare yourself for the transition from high school to ACC?
Really, just keep my head down, grinding. Every day, coming with good energy. Knowing that I have to perform at a higher level than I did in high school.
How much weight have you gained since, like, say, January?
I think like 25 pounds, something like that.
Was that a goal? Did you have a certain number in hand, or was it just gain as much weight as possible?
When I first got here, I was told to, the playing weight was like 220. I think I got here about 195. So, but I didn't want to just get fat. So, the nutritionist and the weight staff, they really helped me out with that.
How is it moving with that weight now? Like now that that's you're heavy, I mean, that's a big change in how you got to play, and you're an athletic guy.
Uh, Honestly, it wasn't that big of a change for me. The weight staff in there, they do a great job on agility and lifting and all that stuff. So they made sure I kept up with all that stuff.
Do your friends back home recognize those physical changes? Like when they see you every couple weeks, do they say like, "Man, you're getting a lot bigger"?
Yeah, they definitely do. From being like 195
Mhm.
to skinny to like more bulky. They definitely see the changes.
What do you mentioned that playing at Class A? Is there a motivator that comes with people? Probably have been a lot of doubters like, hey, you're going to go from that level to go play in the ACC.
Oh yeah, definitely. Being the first kid from Leechburg since my dad, 1993, to go, play Division I football. That's definitely a big thing for me. Motivating the younger kids to showing them that they can do it, don't matter where you're at. Definitely a big thing for me.
What position do you get most of your reps at?
The outside linebacker positions.
You got star money, or you kind of just floating between.
I do a little bit of both. Between reps, each rep we get one here, get one there.
Are those older guys in the linebacker room kind of taking you under their wing?
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. Anytime I got a question, anytime I need anything, they're always there for me no matter what.
What's the biggest thing that you feel that Coach Manilak's coaching you on right now? The thing he's emphasizing the most?
Really just like knowledge of the game. I've got the playbook down since I came early, but now it's knowledge of the game. Knowing when to do this, knowing when to do that. And especially like reading the keys. And watching film, breaking down like, oh, this guy does this on a run. When this guy's expanded, it might be a pass. Stuff like that. He's one of the best coaches I've had in that.
What's an example of something that you can see now, even in just your first camp, that you couldn't see when you're thinking back to how you played in high school?
Definitely like the linemen, their tendencies and stuff like that, and then also the running back tendencies and stuff like that. That was definitely a big help for me, so.
You said you wanted to gain weight, but you didn't want to get fat. How did you walk that line?
The nutritionists, they do a great job, telling me what I should eat, what I should not, what I should stay away from, and stuff like that. So.
What did they tell you to stay away from?
Sweets.
Sweets?
It was one thing. They say you could have some here and there, but then you want to stay with like color food, like vegetables and things like that. Make sure you get that on your plate with some protein.
Have you been able to help out the freshmen who didn't come in the spring? Guys that are your age, and you could say like, "Hey, I've been around here just a little longer. Maybe I can give you a couple pointers."
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I was in their shoes, before them. So, and what the older guys have taught me, I pass down to them, so they know what they can do, and stuff like that.
You guys are 2 weeks away. How much have you started thinking about getting into stadium for real in this season starting?
Honestly, I try not to think about that stuff. I try to stay in the present day. Focus on one practice at a time.
What's your relationship like with Cruz Brookins, another reveal guy in the class?
I played 7-on-7 with him. Probably I think it was my junior year. So we had a relationship. Before coming to Pitt, but I have a good relationship with all the Whitfield guys. Western Pennsylvania football. We all got each other.
There's a chance you could have a D line with Whitfield guys in front of you. Is that something you guys discuss? Like what kind of impact that WPIL is having on this team?
Yeah, we definitely have some conversation about it. Me and MJ were talking about the other day how much Whitfield football is on the come up.